Engineer has a bunch of very interesting weapons. Many change up the way how he plays completely. Some are nice defense additions, and some are just straight up dumb. With such a collection of different ways to kill the enemy, you're bound to somehow overlook certain things, or at least learn some new things to always come above your opponent.
Hey, you wanna see something cool? Mr. Dispenser!
Hello everyone, Mr. Spencer here. Today I want to give you one tip for every engineer weapon. I will start with the primary, then the secondary, then the melee, and at last the PDAs. If there were any. These are a lot of weapons, so I would say we shouldn't waste any more time. Let's start with some good tips. The primary weapons. We start with something simple. Honestly, don't underestimate the shotgun. It may be an unusual tip, but this stock weapon might be the strongest shotgun NG has. It might not have crits or can heal buildings from afar, but this one does so much consistent damage that you should not underestimate it. So don't ditch it and actually use it. Moving on to the panic attack. The panic attack had a lot of changes in its life. With this iteration, I would give you the tip of choosing a good secondary. The quick switch of the weapon makes it really powerful in high stakes fights. Maybe you just wrangled the gun and need to quickly finish someone off. This weapon is here for you. Maybe you don't have any more shots left in your shotgun. Switch quickly to the pistol. This quick switch really catches guys off guard a lot of the time, so use it. Also, a little side fact, this is the only shotgun with a fixed spray pattern in casual, so it's also good for practicing aim. The frontal justice is powerful, but people know that, and that's the biggest problem of this weapon. People mostly see if you have crits on the gun. To be fair, it glows with such might that it's basically a warning sign by itself. So if you have crits, try using your melee or secondary. If your opponent gets close, get your shotgun out and blast them away. They will never see this coming. Also, I would advise with this weapon, if you have crits, don't let it tempt you to run in. People, as I said, will shut you down. Be patient, they will come to you. Then it's your time to shine. The Rescue Ranger might be the best utility for a defense engineer. And that's what it is, a utility. Don't expect to go on a godlike killstreak with it. But for what it is, the Rescue Ranger is simply so good at it. Picking buildings up and repairing them from afar is super useful. My tip for this gun is that you should actually use it for the repairs. It actually takes less metal from your supply than a wrench hit for the same amount of heals. But be aware, it does not refill ammo. Next up is a Thompson. And my tip for this one is, don't use it. No, but for real, this weapon is a really strange one. It's insanely bad. The projectile is moving so slow. So if you really want to use this weapon, try to learn how to shoot this gun right. It can be powerful, especially against medics and spies, but it sucks. It just sucks. Just don't use it, man. With the last primary weapon, the Widowmaker, I think I must go a bit further back. The Widowmaker is the only NG shotgun that uses metal. Keep that in mind because it's important. If you use this gun, know where your ammo packs are on the map. It's extremely bad to get into a situation where you either wanted to repair your sentry and run out of metal so it goes down, or just repaired it and you cannot shoot the attacking opponent anymore. So keep in mind to keep your metal loaded. Also, maybe don't use it with a short circuit, it sucks even more metal out of you. The secondary weapons. Let's be real, the Wrangler is probably the most powerful engineer weapon that he has. It gives the sentry more range and more life, making it more powerful as a whole. So what kind of tip can I possibly give you here that makes this even more powerful? Well, did you know that the level 3 sentry can push away stickies? All you have to do is aim down with your gun and shoot some rockets at the floor. Hey, Mr. Spencer from the future here. I tried so hard to get footage for this, but I couldn't make it. I recorded 3 hours for this and I couldn't get a single one of these done. So yeah, just enjoy this Wrangler clip. Now the stickies will be shot back, and when the demo tries to detonate them, they don't do any or nearly any damage to your gun. So you can effectively stop a push from happening because the demo failed to destroy your obstacle. The short circuit is a very powerful anti-explosive weapon. It can vaporize rockets and stickies with the blink of an eye, but I would also consider it to be a good anti-spy one. Especially the alt fire takes a lot of space on the map. If you are defending, use it for some quiet moments. Maybe there's a spy around that just waits for his team to make some noise so that he can strike. So use it to check the general area. But again, be aware, it takes a lot of ammo away. So only use it if you can afford to lose 65 ammo. And the last secondary weapon, the pistol, is very simple again. The pistol is often very overlooked. I think a lot of people see this as a secondary that gets swapped out for the Wrangler. But it can be very effective, especially for targets that move away from you. The pistol has a way higher accuracy, and therefore it is better to try finish someone with it instead of the shotgun. So just be aware of the pistol, in a similar fashion like the spy with his revolver. The melee weapons. The stock wrench is like the other stock weapons, just a very safe pick. It really does not have any real downsides, besides the slower swing speed maybe against the jag. But yeah, the jag has other downsides for it. With this weapon I will go a bit in a different route and will encourage every NG to leave your buildings alone. Engineer is a supporter at heart, so you should place all your buildings accordingly. They should not be benefiting only you. Help out your team, defend critical choke points and bring the team more quickly to the front line. Be a brave NG, split your buildings. The jag is my favorite wrench, just from the fact that it swings faster. But look out with this weapon. You can upgrade quicker, that's true, but you repair slower. This wrench is basically a gunslinger light. You can quickly pump out sentries, but they ultimately are not meant to last long. So you have quick upgrades, quick level 3s and quick kills. So maybe combine this wrench with the Frontier Justice for some ultimate crit kills. The Eureka effect is great for the round start, many would say. Everybody already heard of the strat that is combined with this one. Cheap teleporters. I would also say there's another plus side to this one. The quick teleport to the base. It basically gives you a free base resupply whenever you decide to. So you can play sneaky, but also more risky, because you can always teleport away when the time comes. Maybe build in unusual spots, where no one will see it coming. This is the ultimate risk taker wrench. The Gunslinger gives the Engineer a whole new playstyle. He can quickly put down a still effective defense, and he also gets more health, and is therefore a lot tankier in a 1v1 combat. This weapon does not have any random crits though. But there is a way to get guaranteed critical hits. Every third swing onto the same enemy gives you a critical hit. This is especially powerful against heavy medic combos that does not have you on their radar. Be sneaky, maybe you can pull it off, but I would still say that you need to be aware of the situation. If maybe a shot of your shotgun might not be better. At last we have the Southern Hospitality. This wrench is the perfect spy counter. My tip for this weapon is kinda logical, but it still needs to be said. Evaluate if the upsides of this weapon are very necessary in your situation. The downsides might just be too big. Fighting pyros with this wrench equipped leads almost always to a loss, and fighting a spy in melee combat can also be risky. I would therefore say that you should only equip this wrench when you are 100% sure that there's a group of spies that are annoying you, so make them bleed. This concludes my list of tips for every engineer weapon. I want to not go the traditional route and give too much obvious advice. In the end, I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you learned something. Don't forget to check out my Discord and hope to see you next time. Mr. Spencer out.